Hi there, everyone. It's Ifji from Extreme Returns. Thank you for joining me on another session. Today's going to be a slightly different topic, and it's going to be about one of the biggest problems facing eToro, in my opinion. Before we get into it, I'm a chartered management accountant, worked for Unilever and Mars, done recruitment consultancy and headhunting, set up my own business, started off as an estate agent, did that very successfully, moved on to car hire, and my family and I are the largest UK peer-to-peer car owners on the GetAround and Turo platforms. Do jump across and have a look at, type in Ifti my story, 1.5 minute fun cartoon I made, and I've been featured on the BBC. There's an interview there. I've been in the Independent, Motoring News, and other places as well. Do subscribe to my channel. It's called Extreme Returns. Only 88 subscribers, but I'm sure we'll get that up very quickly. And do consider copying me as well. That would be really appreciated. My stats are reasonable, 13.3% in February so far. We're on the 18th. Markets haven't yet opened. I've only been on the platform for 4 months as Extreme Returns, but I've got a lifetime of experience. All right, so one of the biggest problems is this. Now, I'm just going to use Dean Fredericks as an example. Now, here in his feed, it says, about a week ago, and this is about a month ago, I received a phone call from eToro telling me they are going to block me from gaining new copies from the 17th of January. I was told the reason for the copy block is the PI team, Popular Investor team, want to monitor how I manage my current AUM for a few months. Now, what's happened here? His stats are absolutely fantastic. I mean, 30% in 2019, and he only had half a year. 246%, I'm rounding it up. And even in this year to date, 19, he's got 472 copies. He is losing some. His risk scores are okay. And they're all right, 4 or 5, it's perfectly fine. This is a bit of a worry, but that's okay. If you're going to get 246%, you've got to be accept some kind of a drawdown. Now, this is a problem with eToro. So originally, these are the amounts that Dean invested. So he invested just under 9% in Tesla, just over 9% in Bitcoin, and you can see lots of ETFs here. You can see the percentages which he's put into each one of these companies. However, as the prices have either increased or decreased, they make either obviously a profit, huge in the case of Tesla and Bitcoin, or losses in the case of Next Era Energy and Lockheed Martin. So what that does is that it distorts the value of his holdings. So somebody copying Dean now, Dean originally only invested 9% of his fund in Tesla, but it's become nearly 50% because the price has gone up so much. So what that means is that if you add up his two biggest holdings, which is nearly 50% and 18%, that's 68%. So I'm going to round it up. Nearly 70% of his portfolio would be held in two assets, Tesla and Bitcoin. The prices have distorted what his new copiers are going to be receiving in terms of it's totally out of sync. So why wouldn't people just buy Tesla and Bitcoin on their own rather than buy a fund which has 70% of it? And some of his other funds, like, say, for example, the ARK fund, he invested 8% of it, but it's only worth 3%. It has gone up, but not nearly as much as some of his other holdings. So what he originally intended and what new copiers get is totally distorted. Now, that's not why he got blocked officially, but I think unofficially that's what's happened. Now, I could give you example after example of this kind of situation, and eToro are perfectly aware of it. So what do we do about it? Let's have a look at my portfolio, and I've come up with an idea. So here you see some of my assets, my holdings. This is the amount I originally invested, and this is what it's worth now. So ARKW, 6.75%, it's 7.3. Not too bad. It's very closely aligned. So I'm making sure that all of my positions are very closely aligned. So my target is to stay within 1%. here, you see it's all of them are within 1%. Now, there is an anomaly. It was Bitcoin, which was very recently 90% profit. Now, I've aligned it before. It's 7%, I think it was about 6% and 11% value. So it was out of whack, out of kilter. And here you can see the same for Ethereum. I invested 4%, but it's worth more than 6% of the fund value. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to, and I'll try and see if I can do this in front of you guys. I'm going to close this trade. And I've got 25% there. And then what I'm going to do is buy it again. So that's put it down slightly. So I'm going to keep on doing that until it aligns. So I'm looking for Ethereum. Yeah, I've got another 25. In fact, I think I've got a bigger holding in it. Yeah, let's do this one. I think it's going to update, but you get the idea. So this number will then be much more in line with this number because I'm banking some of the profit and rebuying it again. Now, one thing that I've noticed that this does, it depresses your stats. It puts it in line. Yes, you get much more in line, but it changes your stats. And I know this because some of my copiers have told me this. Some of them are copying me, but their profits are greater than mine. How can that be unless this distortion happens? But that's okay. As long as my copiers are making lots of money, I don't have a problem with that. But what I want to make sure is that, and I'm sure all PIs want to do this, and eToro as well, that the amount that's invested aligns with the value of the fund so that people won't get situations like the Dean Frederick issue. Anyway, that's my piece. Maybe it work, maybe it won't work. Maybe eToro will come up with another solution. I hope so. In the meantime, if you wouldn't mind copying me, I'd really appreciate it. Also, do look at my wife's account, Asian Tigers. We're trying to promote females. Her statistics on the platform are only for 3 months, but they're fantastic. And if you look at the quality of companies she's got, it really is very, very high. Very select number of companies, fast growth, but also some really big heavyweights in there as well. This is Ifti. Thank you very much. Take care and see you soon.